Grab a cup of joe, buckle up, and let's embark on a journey of self-discovery, creativity, and entrepreneurship. Let's get rolling.
Good morning. At least it's morning for me. So welcome back to Rhythm of the Road podcast. If you're listening or you're watching, I just want to say thank you. Hopefully you're enjoying your fall wherever you land geographically. I can tell you right now in the greater upper Midwest, we're experiencing some semi-unprecedented warmth. It's going to be 30s and 40s here, which maybe to many of you sounds still too darn cold. However, it's warm to us and we're just taking it in, enjoying it, and having an opportunity to not worry too much about the extreme colds, at least yet. We, I think, got out of a terrible winter last year in the winter of 23-24. So I think we're going to kind of get it back this year. So we'll see. But we're not here to talk about weather, or maybe we are. I'm not sure. But I've just had one of those weeks that I wanted to get on here and just be real, and give an opportunity to just kind of talk about, well, when sometimes things just suck. When things suck, it doesn't mean that they're bad, doesn't mean that they're wrong. It doesn't mean that your life is turned upside down. It doesn't mean that everything is heavy, but it could also just mean that you're growing and you're learning and you're having opportunities. And this week has been nothing short of that. I'm recording this on a Friday morning. I legitimately, not from a champion and I'm holding a trophy, been working 10 to 13 hour days since Sunday. And there really is just a byproduct of how the week has been laid out. Some of it was intentional. Some of it was by opportunity and chance. Some of it was, this is just what needs to get done. And why do I say not holding a trophy? Because I don't know that that's having a badge of honor to say that you work 10 to 14 hours a day, 6 or 7 days a week. That's not what I'm saying. And, you hear that a lot in this hustle culture, or you constantly got to be grinding and doing all of these things, or you're not productive, or you're not successful. And that's not this episode. And that's not also, this episode is not about bashing what that may or may not look like, because some people need to have that thought process of hustle and grind and constant to keep them motivated and keep them moving forward. I'm just saying I had a full, heavy, big week. And that, when we have big, heavy, full weeks, regardless of that was work related or business related or personal related, all of those things make up the collective you and who you are at the end of the week. And yes, you're supposed to be tired, and not like I'm the person who's looking forward to Fridays, or, you're, using the finally Friday, because I only work for the weekend and then I dread my Mondays. Actually, I think Mondays, not even think, I know Mondays are my favorite day of the week, because it's a fresh start. It's an opportunity to really just go into the week with a new perspective, because you had experiences last week. And because of some of those new experiences and opportunities I've had this week, there's been lots of growth opportunities. And with those come a wearing down on your body. And not because I don't take care of myself or I don't get sleep. I love sleep. I sleep very well, actually, regardless of whether I get 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 4 hours. I sleep well. And then I'm ready for what is coming next. But what I really want you to understand is, it's okay at the end of the week, if you put in a long week, to just say, wow, I'm just tired. That's not saying that you're weak. That's not saying that you've done something wrong or you don't have ability. Our bodies can only take so many things over a certain period of time. And because of how smart our body is, because it is quite smart, it needs to rest. It needs to recover, right? If you are in the fitness space and you go to the gym and you're going to start a new program, or you're going to start a program to take you to a new level, you understand that, yes, you have to work it hard and you have to break down those muscles and you have to do those things. But then you also understand that there needs to be a moment of rest so that those muscles can recover before you break them down again, so to speak. It's no different than your rest of your life. Why would you only say that you can only have that experience in that space? It's the same thing. If you have a full week and there's just a lot of things, sometimes you just need to be like, yep, I'm going to take this hour or I'm going to take this 30 minutes and I'm just going to let my body rest. I usually try to take about 5 to 10 minutes every hour or to 90 minutes and just take a pause. And that's a word that I started actually using this week rather than saying, I'm going to take a break, which to our brains and to many of us who are working at the levels we are and for the length of time we are, we hear the word break and we're like, well, then I'm not doing something. And then our mind goes into this, hamster on the wheel sort of mentality. But what I'm saying is, I just take a pause. Like I'll set things down. I'll sit back in my chair, whether it's I close my eyes, whether I just sit there for a moment and take in something that's coming from outside, right? Nature is a wonderful place to connect. I can tell you this week in Minnesota, it's been like 2 and 3 and 7 degrees. So going outside physically, I'm good. I can look at it from the inside and I still get many of the same benefits because I'm still enjoying what's out there. However, I take that pause and it allows me to continue to catapult that energy and catapult that momentum forward through the rest of the day. So even though one day this week I thought that I was done with my day at a certain time and my day didn't end for 3 more hours. And I could have sat and complained about that and I could have been angry about that. But then I wouldn't have shown up for those folks who needed me for those 3 hours the way that they needed me and shown up as my best self had I not been like, yep, here we are, that we're going to go through this and we're going to get through this and we're going to do these things. And it was exhausting after I was done, as it should be. And so that's the message I want you to hear. Work hard, live hard, do all of those things, but also remember it's okay at the end of the week that if you had a heavy, big, very active week, yeah, you just need to recover. Or find some points in your day, if you're going to have those long days, to hit that pause button, even just for a moment. I can tell you that 60 seconds will change your life if you just sit and pause for that 60 seconds. And I know some of you listening and watching right now, you're going, that sounds really stressful to me, Jeremy. And the fact that you just took 60 seconds to A, say that, B, experience that, and C, to reflect on the fact that I just asked you to pause for 60 seconds, which ironically took me about 60 seconds, you already went into a hamster wheel rather than just allow yourself that pause moment and then just re-engage. So just try it, right? We go through our entire days subconsciously and without thinking, we just breathe, right? Because if we don't breathe, what happens? We die. If we're not breathing, we're not living, right? So even if you took 60 seconds to think about, wow, I'm actually taking so many breaths within this 60 seconds. It just unconnects your mind from the pieces that it's doing and allows you to re-engage those pieces in a legitimately different state of mind. So take that time, give yourself an opportunity, and not wanting you to say, oh, Jeremy just gave me a tool that if I just take 60 seconds or 90 seconds a few times throughout my day, now instead of working a 13-hour day, I can work like a 15-hour day because I can go longer. Please don't hear me say that. I'm not promoting longer work days unless that's what's necessary for the moment. I can tell you this week just happened to be that one kind of week for me. That's not an all the time thing. And it wasn't intentional. It was totally happenstance. But I embraced it as such. And I could complain and be like, oh, so many things. And I'm so tired of this. And I'm so like, this just keeps coming at me. Sure, anybody can do that. That's the easy way out. But what I chose to do is say, yep, all those things happened. And I've got some time to reflect about it. I know I'm going into a couple of days where that load is less. And it offers me an opportunity to be like, cool, step out of that space and allow yourself to take that pause for a longer than 30, 60, or 90 seconds and just be. And know that that's okay Because remember, your body needs that chance to recover and rest, right? And recovery and rest doesn't mean just lounge on the couch in your pajamas and watch TV all day, or pick your favorite zone out moment. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just allow yourself to just be, and to be you, and decide how you want that to feel. And if this isn't something you've ever done, please don't try to just unplug for an entire day. It will drive you crazy, I promise. And then you'll feel like you failed, right? So to use another gym analogy, because we're at this point in the end, going into the end of December, and lots of folks start talking about this going into the new year, please do not sign up for a new gym membership on January 1 and say that I'm going to go 5 days a week if you haven't gone to exercise or even thought about exercise in, any period of time. Because if you weren't already in that habit, it's not going to happen, and you're only setting yourself up for failure. So don't do that to yourself. Say, yes, I'm going to invest in myself. Yes, I'm going to get a gym membership, and I'm going to talk with somebody about maybe what is the best way to work up to 5 days a week, if that's your goal, and if that's what your body needs, and if that's what you have the time and capability to be successful with. So maybe you start with 2 days a week, and maybe those 2 days are Saturday and Sunday, when you're not interrupting your normal work-life balance, or harmony, I call it, so that you have an opportunity to create success, and then you can build from there, or whatever that version is for you. So think about that. Be gentle with yourself. Take time to reflect about your week. I do it every week, in the beginning of the week and at the end of the week, and oftentimes with some really amazing folks along the way, because it just helps keep me on track as well. But fill that week, don't fill that week, that's okay. But remember some pauses this week for yourself. Thumbs up. If you're watching video, you got a double thumbs up, so you're welcome. If you're listening on audio, sorry you missed it, but hopefully you're traveling somewhere cool and giving yourself a pause today. If you've been with me on this journey for a while, thank you so much. These episodes, hopefully you're getting something out of them. And if you're not, pass them to someone that might. And if you are, do me a favor. Either leave a review if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, wherever you listen. If you're watching, please make sure you're hitting the subscribe button on YouTube, because our channel is growing wonderfully, and I would like to keep it growing. And also, if you go one step further and hit the little bell for the notification, it sends you a nice email reminder every time these episodes come out. And to that note, the video episodes on YouTube are now coming out on Fridays. I'm still putting out the audio episodes on Tuesday mornings, because that's when you audio folks have said you want it and has worked best. But you video folks are showing up the most on Fridays. So here we are, giving it to you when it fits and works best for you. So even in delivering these messages to you, I'm being intentional and making sure I'm meeting you where you're at. So thank you, and I'll see you all down the road.
Thanks for cruising with me on this episode of Rhythm of the Road. Remember, the journey itself is the destination. Until next time, keep the rhythm flowing, and we'll see you down the road.